Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan made Kenya her first country to visit as head of state, underlining the importance of trade relations between the two neighboring countries. During her visit in May, which saw her addressing a joint sitting of parliament, deals worth over 100 billion shillings were signed.
Tumekubaliana kuhusu namna ya kukuza biashara na uwekezaji kati yetu. Kama mnavyofahamu, nchi zetu bado zina fursa nyingi sana, ikiwemo kwenye masuala ya kilimo, viwanda, uvuvi, ufugaji na utalii.
The deals were on construction of a natural gas pipeline from Dar es Salaam to Mombasa, as well as animal health and sanitary measures, culture, the arts, social integration, and national heritage.
Prosperity for our two countries hinges on creating a conducive business environment, boosting economic cooperation, and growing mutually beneficial trade and investment.
President Uhuru Kenyatta reciprocated visiting Tanzania in December as the chief guest during celebrations to mark the 60th anniversary of mainland Tanzania's independence. During President Kenyatta's two-day state visit, 8 deals on trade, security, agriculture, cross-border cooperation, immigration, correctional services, extradition and mutual legal assistance, and trade and investments were signed, enhancing bilateral relations.
Na itakuwa wema kama pia tutaweza pamoja nao kuweka foundation ya barabara ya kutuunganisha sasa upande ya pwani, kuwezesha wananchi wetu ambao wamesema kwa njia ya ukweli kabisa ni majirani, ni mandugu, wawe na njia ya kuweza kutembea pamoja.
The two countries also committed to resolve non-tariff barriers that hinder cross-border trade.
Tumekubaliana kuendelea kushughulikia baadhi ya changamoto, hususan vikwazo visivyo vya kodi ambavyo vinatokea katika mipaka yetu. Tumekubaliana kwamba hivyo sasa vikaondoke, na kwa pamoja tumeitaka tume yetu ya ushirikiano baina ya Kenya na Tanzania iwe inakaa na kutoa suluhu ya vikwazo vinavyojitokeza sasa hivi na halafu, ili vikwazo hivi visiwepo.
Meanwhile, in November, President Kenyatta led a high-powered government two-day state visit to South Africa, where 8 agreements were signed in various sectors, such as transport, health, and tourism. In 2020, Kenya's exports to South Africa were valued at $33 million, while South Africa's exports to Kenya was $456 million. The two countries agreed to form technical teams to address this, where they would review the range of goods and services that South Africa imports from the rest of the world and identify those that South Africa could source from Kenya and vice versa.
We are also committed to investing more in each other's economies. As part of our efforts to promote intra-Africa trade, we will continue to look for opportunities to promote goods and services from each other's countries before considering suppliers from outside our continent.
Within the same month, Kenya worked towards expanding its reach into the United Kingdom by signing an economic partnership agreement with the European country. The deal would see to a continuation of the preferential tariff and zero-quota trade of goods between the two countries. The UK market accounts for 43% of total exports of vegetables from Kenya, as well as at least 9% of cut flowers, and this agreement will support Kenyans working in these sectors by maintaining tariff-free market access to the UK.
Kenya and the United Kingdom have in the past concluded a double taxation agreement to infuse efficiencies in the management of tax-related issues for our investing private sectors. We have also now have the opportunity to further deepen our historical relations by offering a number of ripe PPP investment opportunities in Kenya.
In the West, Kenya enhanced relations with the United States, where a private sector trade agreement was signed under the watch of President Kenyatta, which seeks to expand trade investments between the two countries, with a keen interest in small, micro, and medium enterprises. The framework provides a forum for enhanced business between the two countries through information sharing, training, logistics, and financing. The private sector trade agreement was to create a pool of information and deals to expand the reach and versatility of small businesses.
We are witnessing a signing where we're partnering again with another country who has also grown and whose backbone is also the small and medium enterprises.
Trade Cabinet Secretary said Kenya is keen on tapping at least 5% of the US market, which has the potential to earn the country more than 2 trillion shillings in export revenues annually.
This MOU that you have signed is to facilitate entry into the US market for a lot of our SMEs using the current trade agreement and any that might emerge. And therefore, it will live beyond just one agreement. And we encourage you to turn this into fruition.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya signed deals on transport, security, and trade in a push to improve low figures of business between them. The most lucrative of the agreements was the Maritime Freight Management Agreement, which will be the basic legal framework in handling all freight cargo coming through the port of Mombasa, destined for the DRC. The deal also grants the DRC certain privileges in using Kenyan facilities and directly handling cargo from the port of Mombasa.
In terms of the opportunities, they are beyond count. The imminent entry of DR Congo into the EAC market is something that we should all aspire to.
We will want to make sure and we will want to encourage the Kenyan businesses to identify the best location for the interest of their business.
The Kenyan port handles less than 15% of cargo destined to the DRC, with the ports of Dar es Salaam and Beira in Mozambique getting the bulk. Kenya also offered to open diplomatic outposts in Goma and Lubumbashi in eastern DRC to ease consular services for traders. In July, Kenya signed agricultural deals with South Korea involving export of avocados as a part of a horticulture expansion strategy. The horticulture sector in Kenya has grown despite the ravages of COVID-19, and the positive trajectory can be attributed to the strides made by the government to ensure phytosanitary standards are met by closing the export season to avoid the exportation of immature avocados. For the year 2021 in review, my name is Hibaq Said.